LEGO fans, and welcome back to MB Bricks. My name is Maya, and today I'm here with my dad Jamie, who is also my LEGO Masters partner. We are here for our 5th Behind the Builds video of Season 5, Episode 5. This was probably one of my favorite builds out of the entire season. We had a lot of flexibility on what we could build. We just needed to incorporate a specific motion.
Yeah. At the end, we were with John and Justin, and we got the push motion. I guess nobody wanted to challenge us.
No.
But we really enjoyed being able to use the flexibility of the push motion to be able to do what we wanted with the build.
Yeah, I think we could have incorporated any of those motions into our build, but the push motion was great because it really did bring our characters to life.
So once we had the basic layout, I started on the mechanics of the build. I wanted to try and get it all set up in place, so we had it ready to go. Unfortunately, I was really struggling because I had the flu and I was really sick, and the first bunch of mechanics that I put together was not working at all. I just couldn't think straight or figure out how to do stuff, so I ended up having to leave.
Yeah, and this was a motion that he had practiced ahead of time. There's a few things that I taught him and that we learned going into the show, since my dad never really did a lot of that sort of thing beforehand. And so I knew he knew how to do it, he couldn't get it to work. So in the meantime, I worked on the characters and building up the base to which the mechanics would be underneath. And I think it worked out really well, because then you came back after a couple of hours and was actually able to put it together.
Yeah, I find just having the strength, and I got some rest, and it worked out really well. I was able to put everything to kind of get everything together for the pizzas so that they could really see, we could see the motion of the little pizza characters as they were running away down the street. And the other thing was I actually had the energy to be able to think everything through and stuff like this. So shout out to the show staff. I really want to thank you so much for getting me through that episode.
Yeah, so you probably did that in about 30-40 minutes after you came back. Completely redid the mechanics, which was great. I know you did have to leave after that again, but he did set me up to be able to do everything on top. And then I think you came back in the last hour and a half to really help finish put all those fun details in, after I was able to build up, of course, the landscaping and the buildings and that sort of thing. So it ended up working really well. And to be honest, I kind of liked the extra elbow room. I had a lot of space to work at the table, and I was trying not to get too used to that.
Yeah, I think she probably could have done the rest of the show without me beside her.
No, don't even say that.
But no, it came together really well. There were some parts of the build itself that we really enjoyed putting together, just coming up with the ideas for it, and how it came together for the streets, the movement, everything. I filled in really nicely.
I think the best part was probably the compliment off that we had with John and Justin. We're being Canadian, we're not very good at smack talk, but we do know how to give a good compliment. So, and to John and Justin, your robots really were the absolute cutest robots that I think the show has ever seen.
Yeah, and my favorite part was when Jamie came up and said, "This build is total chaos, and I love it." That really told us everything we needed to know about how our build had come together. And of course, the pizza, the pineapple pizza, was good too.
Yeah, it was exactly how we wanted it to be, right down to Will trying the pizza and being on my side. I don't think he enjoyed the pineapple on it too much. Now let's take a closer look at the mechanics of this build. So this ended up being one of my favorite builds, if not my favorite build. And sorry, Dad, because I know you were gone for most of this episode, but I just thought we had a really fun concept and some pretty awesome movement with this one. So to start off with the pizza running down the street, we had a little bit more complicated, I guess, mechanism than some of our other builds. We did have two Technic arms attached to one center axle, which was powered by a single motor. And then we just built 2 of these and had them going in opposite directions. So then we had, at the end, 4 different pizza slices running. Now this does not work without this top plate here. So I will show you the underneath, but I want to show you this from the side first. And that is just one single axle going through the middle. And then for these pieces here, sorry, I don't know all the technical terms, but these pieces were just offset so that you get the top portions offset as well. So if you take this section off, they do kind of fall off the back here, but you can kind of see there's a lot of plates involved with, and I wanted to point out that there are actually tracks underneath so that they stayed on the one spot and they didn't wiggle back and forth, because you can see there is some movement. So by adding the tracks there, it just allowed them to slide fairly gracefully along there. And then I don't know if I should take this off. There we go. And you can see that there is one center pin going through with 2 different gears. And then once you get that all figured out, you kind of stick those guys on top. You got your support put in, and then this plate holds them all in place for your final design concept. Now the mechanics are really fun to look at, but I really did like these cute little pizza guys. These were really simple to make, just using a couple of wedge plates, and then you get the fun little expressions on the pizza faces, and then of course I had to do up the crust as well. For the running motion of the legs, I simply used a 1x2 snot brick and then used these little curved pieces to create the legs, and the arms are very simple, using the small mixel style ball joints and then covering them up with a little orange plate as well. So that one was running, and then we do have these poor little pizza slices that were knocked down in combat. So this one was I guess a female with her long beautiful eyelashes, and we used a hot dog piece to get that curve, and then we just used some little minifigure hands holding on to get those beautiful luscious lashes that she probably won't need anymore because she's lying on the road. And then we just had some fun adding in some yellow from the pineapple splatter that probably hit her. And that's about it for some of the things I thought you'd be interested from episode 5. If you want to see how I created the large pineapple character, I'll link now to the review from episode 3, where we went over sculpting, and I did a very similar design to my Percival the Pig for the large pineapple attacking the city. Instead of using plates to bring the pineapple to life, I used a bunch of yellow curved pieces. So if you want to take a look at that, that should help you know how I did the large pineapple.
So despite the challenges that we had in this episode, we are now off to episode 6.
And make sure to let me know below if you are team pineapple on pizza or not, because we still need that answer. Also, let me know if you have any other questions about any part of this build. If you want to see more LEGO Master related content, do check the description. I'll have a link to a playlist of all those types of builds on my channel. Thanks so much for checking out this video today, guys, and until next time, keep on building.